All right. Hello, everyone. This is Siddharth Mehta. Welcome to this session on common mistakes to avoid in logical reasoning, or we can say what not to do in logical reasoning section. What are the things that you should look at while you are preparing for logical reasoning section? So, before I start and get into the session, if you can just confirm whether I am audible to you. Yeah, thank you so much. So let us begin. So this will be a 35-40 minute session. Let me tell you briefly about myself. I am Siddharth and I am creator of this course which was called as CR Nuggets till last year. But this year I have renamed and relaunched it completely right from scratch, and I'm calling it as LR nuggets, logical reasoning nuggets. So why this name change? Because if you look at the CLAT pattern, it is no more logical reasoning as such, is no more restricted to critical reasoning, that is assumption, conclusion type of questions. They have given analytical reasoning this time. Last year they introduced decision making. So my course covers all the aspect. So I will get into the mistakes. Just 1 minute I will take to introduce you about my course, which is Logical Reasoning Nuggets. So it is a self-paced program that helps you to understand all the concepts of logical reasoning, be it critical reasoning, analytical reasoning, or decision making. So what happens is that in around 25-minute videos, there are 50 plus such videos, and one video is around 25 to 30 minutes. One topic in one video, and I discuss that topic in detail. So, for example, there is an entire session on how to deal assumption question, how to deal conclusion question, how to deal strengthening the argument question. But we start with the basics. Basically, this course is divided in 4 phases. First phase is called as roots. So in roots, we teach the concept and skill building, reading skill building. You can check the website, LR Nuggets. You can just Google and check the website. You will find it under lawentrance.com. And there are some 3 videos. I will share the link in the chat box in some time of the website. So there are 3 sessions which I am giving as a free trial videos. First 3 sessions are trial videos. Do watch them. In fact, even if you do not purchase the course, that's entirely up to you. But those 3 sessions will give you a lot of idea about the basics of logical reasoning and the reading skills, what you can do to improve your reading skills. So it's a very well structured program with practice passages, sectional test, and there is a separate Telegram group. So this has been my legacy. I mean, All India Rank 1, All India Rank 11, and CLAT 25 were part of CR Nuggets program. And in the last 4 years, we have 15 plus under 100 AIRs. So today is the launch day of this course, and this is available at a discounted price. Early bird offer is available, so please do visit the website, check the trial videos, and I really wish that you become part of this course so that I can give structured learning to your English and logical reasoning. This is going to help in both. Now let us start with the actual what we want to discuss. Another thing before that, thank you so much. The Career Launcher YouTube cllst channel has today crossed 20,000 followers. So thank you everyone for this for this milestone. Now let us get down to our mistakes. So this is mistake number 1 that we commit. What not to do for logical reasoning? The biggest mistake that people or students confuse themselves between English and logical reasoning section, not understanding what are the differences and what are the similarity in these 2 sections. Now what do I mean? For all practical purpose, there is nothing as far as the skills are concerned, basic skills are concerned, there is nothing different in the English section and logical section. Both the sections give you the same passages, similar kind of passages. Both the sections give you 5, 6, 4 questions depending on the various year patterns, and you are supposed to understand the passage, you are supposed to read the question, you are supposed to eliminate the options. So basic skills that are required to crack the 2 sections are same. The basic skills are reading, comprehending, and eliminating the option. Very few people are able to understand the technique of elimination, and that is what I believe is very, very important. So this is similar. I mean, in the basic skill requirement is similar. There is no difference. So several times people say that I do well in English, but I don't do well in logical section. I can't understand what could be the reason, right? So because the basic skills are same. I'm not good at logical, but and good at English cannot be true. The only thing is that you are lacking confidence that you are good in logical. So because you have compartmentalized in your mind that these are two different sections. They are not skill wise, they are not. So what is the difference? The difference is only in the type of questions. So in the English section you will see a lot more questions on vocab, and lot more questions on lot more passages which are basically do have to do with literary devices, figure of speech. You will not find as many questions. In fact, you will not find questions on strengthening the argument, weakening the argument, analytical reasoning. That part is different, the type of questions, but the basic skills are same. So for logical reasoning section and English section, what you need to understand is the basic skills that are required to crack are same. The type of questions that come into two sections are different. If you can master the basic skills, trust me, the second part, which is understanding the type of questions, becomes much easier. So focus on building these skills, which I call as the skills of reading skills, right? These are very important. This will also help you in your legal section. Okay. Mistake number 2: not reading enough. So see, if you want to crack CLAT exam, the basic thing is you should read every day. If you are not reading enough, then whatever number of passages you solve, whatever number of mocks you take, that's not going to help you. So you should read daily. When I say reading, it can be newspaper editorial, it can be novels, books, your wish, but at least 40-45 minutes of reading daily, and understanding the nuances of reading. And you don't have to make any effort toward understanding the nuances of reading. Once you are reading daily, within a month you will be yourself be able to cite out that what is author trying to say, how different writing styles evolve, best ways to read. And the second problem related to reading is not reading effectively. We either read too slow or too fast. Now, this is a myth that if I read slow, I will understand more. That is never the case. You read too slow because you don't know how to read properly. And that is what I teach in my course also, that if to become effective reader, you do not have to read too slow or too fast. You just need to know what to read and what to skim. क्या पढ़ना है, क्या स्किम करना है, where to focus, where not to focus. That is what makes a reader effective, right? So you shouldn't be too slow nor be too fast. You need to understand that reading is a skill, and it develops as you read more. There are few things that you can keep in mind from exam perspective. And then the third is not engaging with the passage. So you do not engage enough with the passage. What do I mean by engaging with the passage is that whenever you read a passage, you should have a clear purpose in your mind, that why are you reading a passage. So obviously, for me, there are two purposes for which you read a passage. Purpose number one is to identify the main idea of the passage, and purpose number two is how has author organized the passage to arrive at the main idea. These are the two purposes for which I read the passage. Anything which comes across as an obstacle in my purpose, I skim that. Right? Obviously, it comes through practice. I am telling it, and it might sound simple, but it is not. But even when you are studying, even when you are preparing for logical reasoning or English, you should have some purpose in your mind. So the purpose right now you should have is that to become an effective reader, right? Engaging with the passage means knowing when to read fast, when to go slow. So good reader, effective readers, they do not read at same speed across the passage. They vary their speed. Engaging with the passage also means anticipation. Anticipation means what will come next. And trust me, all of us are very good in anticipation. You have watched so many movies, shows, and you know what will come next, right? The same skill is required when you are reading the passage. If you are engaging with the passage, you will always be able to anticipate what can come next, and that will make reading much more interesting. So this is mistake number two, not reading enough or reading properly, effectively. So work on that. That is going to help you. Mistake number three, for logical reasoning now, not understanding the basic concepts, commonly asked question stems, and approach to solve the different question stems. Now, what do I mean here is that in logical reasoning, I am not able to understand what is the difference between a conclusion and an assumption, what is the argument, right? What is an inference, what is logical corollary. So if I do not know what is the base, what do these terms mean, then how can I solve the question? I mean, in a question, they are asking strengthening the argument, question number one. In question number two, they are asking what is the assumption that author has made. Obviously, these are two different things. Otherwise, why to frame a question? You can simply read the passage and go to the options and mark whatever you feel like. So each question is asking you a particular concept. It tests you on a particular concept. Are you aware about it? What is the difference between inference and conclusion and assumption? If not, then you will always struggle. What are the commonly asked question stems in the exam? Are you familiar with them? Question stems with different types of questions. So, for example, what is the main idea of the passage is same as what is the main argument of the passage, which is same as what is the title of the passage. Title of the passage of course should reflect the main idea. So if you have identified the main idea, you will always be able to identify the title. Then the question was question on what is the writing style of the author. Even that is related to main idea. Yes, main idea is that important. So the logical reasoning in English, they if you study it in a structured manner, that is going to help you a lot. And the third part which I am saying is approach to solve the different question stems. You cannot follow a same approach to solve all the type of questions. So for example, in assumption question, we use negation technique. We negate the options and then see which option fits in. But in strengthening the argument, this technique is not going to work. In weakening the argument, this technique is not going to work. Right? In main idea, this technique is not going to work. In inference question, it is not going to work. So every question stem, every type of question requires different kind of approach, right? So in the strengthening the argument and weakening the argument, till the time you have identified what is the argument, you cannot strengthen it, right? You the first step is identifying the argument. Similarly in the main idea question, if you are not knowing what is the purpose of writing the passage, if you have not been able to understand that, you will not get them right. So these are there are various approaches to solve each type of question. You should be familiar with that, and students make that mistake that they never try to understand how to solve this type of question and and the other type of question. So work on it. That is going to help you to improve your accuracy. Mistake number four, not practicing enough passages. So I every year I come across several students, and they have not they don't even solve the material that has been given to them by career launcher, the various books that have been given. Never looked at the sectional test and the topic test that have been given. So if you do not practice the passages, then you will never get into that mode. So both the things are required. A reading of say newspaper or a book or a novel is required, plus practicing passages, the type of passages that come in the CLAT exam, that is also required. And trust me, here you need to practice the passages which are almost similar in level to CLAT exam. There is no point solving the passages which are extremely difficult. Some students make that mistake that they solve the GMAT material, but they do not do the fundamentals properly, the type of questions that come in the CLAT exam. So first thing is practicing the type of passages that come in the exam. That will give you, under the time pressure, you will be able to handle the various type of questions. Next mistake, not understanding and mastering the art of elimination. See, we need to understand that the CLAT exam do not give you marks on reading the passage. Even if you do not read the passage and if you mark the right option, you will get the marks. So the main thing comes down to marking the right option. Are you able to eliminate the three wrong choices and mark the right answer? That is very, very important. Now, there are few common traps. So 90% of the times, the questions will have these common traps, what I call as traps. T stands for true but irrelevant. So option may be true as per the passage, but it is not answering the question. That can be a trap. Are you able to identify? Then it can an option can have a rotten word. R stands for rotten word, means extreme option. So it has all the things right in it, but one or two word make it very extreme. It will not be the answer, right? Then option can have trap of anti means opposite. So whatever is mentioned in the passage, the option is opposite of what is mentioned in the passage. It cannot be the answer. The option can have something which is out of scope. So are we able to identify these traps? This is very important. And you need to first understand what are the common traps, and then you need to practice so that you can locate that, okay, this option has this trap. Of course you will commit mistakes, but out of mistakes you should be able to learn, and you should be able to remember your mistakes so that you don't repeat them often. This, if you have to work on any one thing apart from reading a skill, this is the second thing that you should work on: elimination. Learn the art of eliminating the options, and trust me, 90% of the options have the same traps set in them. You can master these traps very easily, provided you are willing to learn and provided you practice them enough. Next mistake: not doing timely evaluations in the form of mocks and sectional test. So you study a lot, you read a lot, but you do not take enough mocks. You do not take sectional test. So if you do not evaluate yourself, where do you stand, then there would be problem. So timely evaluation of where you are standing in the CLAT preparation in every section is extremely important. And few mistakes that people commit coming to mocks and sectional test. They believe that my preparation is not yet complete, so it will never be complete. This exam will never allow you will never be settled in your mind that your preparation is complete. Tell me one section in CLAT which has a defined syllabus. There is no defined syllabus. If there is no defined syllabus, that when can you say that you are well prepared for the exam? You can never say. So mocks are the tools that help you in preparation. So treat them as a tool. Treat them as a tool that helps you to evaluate where you are standing right now and how much progress you are making. Similar is the case with sectional tests. So if you are not taking sectional tests, then you will never be able to know in a particular section what are the problematic areas. So taking mocks and sectional tests are very, very important. And of course, not restricting yourself to taking mocks. After that, the main work starts after taking mock. You also need to understand one thing. In the beginning, uh, 3 4 mocks at least, you will take 3 to 4 mocks to figure out how to attempt the mock, right? So don't wait till the month of June, July, or August for that to happen. If you have started preparation, I think the first day you start your preparation, you should take a mock, because that tells you that on your raw skills, without any guided assistance, how are you performing, right? And don't judge yourself in the first 3 4 mocks. It's very wrong to judge yourself, because as I'm saying, first few mocks will go in figuring out how to attempt any section, right? And that's where sectional test will also help you. So please evaluate yourself. How are you performing? Mistake number 7: not analyzing the mistakes critically. And when I'm talking about the mistakes, this also includes the mistakes that you commit in your classes, right? So for example, when teacher is discussing something in class, and you have got the answer wrong, you should critically analyze that why you made that mistake. You should critically listen to what your faculty is saying about the right answer and the wrong answer. Similarly, when you are taking sectional test or mock test, after taking the test, you need to analyze why you have committed mistake. In fact, you should also look at, even if you have got the answer right, so for example, you marked option A and option A is the right answer, when you are analyzing, you should also look at why B, C, and D were wrong, right? So that is what I mean by a critical analysis. So analyzing your mistakes is very, very important. um, and that will help you to understand that how the elimination works. Always evaluate those questions that you got wrong. Always evaluate those questions that you left because of time pressure, so that you can see whether you could have, if you would have attempted the paper properly, whether you would have got them right or wrong. And of course also those questions which you got right, but several times we get the questions right, we were 50-50 sure, we marked A and A turned out to be the right option. You know what students do? They often come and tell me, sir, I am always able to eliminate the two options, but I get the out of the remaining two, I always mark the wrong one. No, you don't mark the wrong one. You're only analyzing the questions that you have got wrong. That is why it gives you that kind of feeling. It can never happen. So very few students analyze the questions that they got right. But understand, you got right because you took a chance. You were not sure about it. So because you were not sure about it, you should actually analyze it once again. That what was your thought process that helped you to get, say, a question right, and the very next question which were you were 50-50 sure you got it wrong. So that is going to, plug the gaps for you. Okay. So that is what I mean by critical analysis. Mistake number 8. I have seen toppers doing that, but not many students do this, but this is a beautiful thing to do. Maintain logs of the mistakes and revise them. So maintain a register. So for example, if today is your class and in the class there were 30 questions, you got 10 wrong, you need to maintain, go back home, devote 30 minutes time, write the 10 mistakes that you have committed and what was your thought process, and what was the thought process of the right answer. At least mistakes ka to log create kar hi lena chahiye. Do it for mocks, do it for sectional test. Trust me, after a month, if every day you are maintaining a log, you won't be required to maintain log after that, because you will be able to see the trend in the type of mistakes that you are committing. Okay. So once you are able to identify that, okay, I commit mistakes in such type of question, or I mark the options which have extreme words, or I mark the options which are true in real life but not given in the passage, you will always, be aware about it while taking the next mock, and revising them helps, right? So before every mock, what you should do is, when I hope you have started taking the mock, or you will be starting very soon. So before every mock, what you should do is you should revise the logs, that what were the mistakes that you committed in the last 1 month. That is going to help you to build your accuracy. Mistake number 9: not sticking to standard material. Typical problem of a, large number of students. They don't stick to a standard material. So at least at Career Launcher, what I believe is, whatever material has been given to you, mock has been given to, is a very standard material. You just check out the level of mocks that we gave to the students last year and the actual CLAT paper. We don't claim that our mocks are difficult, because the mocks need not be difficult. They should be relevant to what comes in the actual CLAT exam. So the material is very, very standard. A lot of times we just spend time on Telegram by trying to find out this material and that material, and just sitting on it, not doing anything about it. The fear of missing out is so high that we just want to curate the entire material. No need for that. No need for that. Your newspaper, your study material that CL gives you, and mocks, looking at the previous year CLAT papers, these things are sufficient. Whatever is being taught to you is sufficient, right? And that is where this course, for me, the LR Nugget course that I'm talking to you, will be sufficient for your skills as far as reading and logical are concerned. You stick to this course and you take the mocks, that would be sufficient as far as the logical reasoning section is concerned. You don't have to go here and there. Everything is standardized. The passages that I have taken in my course are also the actual CLAT passages, right? So next mistake, this is a big mistake, and many students, on the day of CLAT, they underperform. because they do not prepare themselves for the uncertainty. Right? You can't prepare for uncertainty. Of course, the only way to prepare is that you need to be mentally very clear about it, that whatever has been taught to you so far, whatever you have practiced so far, the paper might be different from that. Right? So once we are accustomed to a particular set of questions, or the particular pattern of paper, we expect actual CLAT to be like that. That's not going to happen. And that is also right. That should not happen, because that is the only way wherein you test a well prepared student and not so well prepared student. So guys, be ready for uncertainty. Anything can happen in the exam. Who handles the uncertainty well, that person wins on that particular day. If you look at the previous year CLAT papers, nobody expected decision making in 2024 ka CLAT, the year before. They gave a passage on decision making. The entire, you know, stuff last year, there nobody expected analytical reasoning to come. They gave analytical reasoning this year in logical reasoning section, although the question was wrong, and lot many of us who took the exam, in fact everybody who took the exam, spent a lot of time on that wrong question and missed out on something else. So so those who identified after attempting it once or maybe twice that that question is wrong and let me move on, they would have done better. So how to handle such uncertainty, that we need to, that can only come through clear mindset, which can only come through practice. Right? Practice, identify your mistake, know the exam well. That will help you to prepare well for uncertainty. You need to realize that you, if you are finding something difficult, others would also be finding it difficult. Right? So these are few of the common mistakes that I see students making. Now I am ready to take your questions. If you have questions, you can post it, and I will be taking that. So Gia is asking, please tell what to do in those 6 days we get in between a mock. So Gia, in those 6 days, every day you need to read a newspaper. There is no doubt about it, because that also helps in your GK editorial and newspaper. That is every day 1 hour exercise at least. Analyzing the mock, at least 4 to 5 hours should go in analyzing the mocks, analyzing your mistakes, writing down it somewhere, and revising before the next mock. And of course the material that has been given to you, solve them. So if you give 3 hours every day, that would be more than sufficient. Sir, I am not able to perform QT section in mocks. So general tech, so QT section you are not able to perform, maybe because you don't attempt it. If you do not attempt it, you will never be able to perform. The same is the problem with logical reasoning also. Not many students give it that much time. If you give 15 minutes time to logical reasoning, you will score 8 marks. You have to give 30 minutes time to score 15 marks. Please understand that. After giving 15 minutes, you cannot expect that you will get 15. You cannot call your logical reasoning weak. Similarly, if you do not attempt quant, you can't say that I'm not getting a score. You will not get. So the important thing is attempting it. Important thing is working on few fundamental topics like percentages, averages, and ratios. If you look at the CLAT exam, if you are comfortable in these topics, you will get 5-6 marks. How to manage 2 hours of time in mocks? Surendra is asking. So Surendra, that depends on individual to individual. But what I will suggest is that have a fixed time for each section. So you should be very clear that okay, I'm giving 30 minutes time to English section. When that is the maximum. If 30 minutes time is over, you need to move. The problem is legal section. Lot many students end up wasting 50-55 minutes in legal section. Another section starts suffering. So fix a time as per your strength and weakness, and you know, experiment with it for next 3-4 mocks. You will be able to understand that how to divide time. But please attempt all 5 sections. If you want to get into top 3 colleges, you cannot say attempt say 90-95 questions and expect to go there, considering the level of the exam. Sir, according to you, which section we should attempt first to manage the time? I think it for me it will be GK, because it gets over very early. I mean, I can finish it off in 12, 15 minutes, and then I go to English, logical, legal, any of these, depending upon your strength. But first is GK for me. Can I crack CLAT in 3 months? So why you are waiting for the month of September to start your preparation, Nishida? So we have still 9 months. Let us think about, we can do it in 9 months, right? So why to wait till that time? Whenever I give a mock, I find myself zoning out while reading the passage. So what can I do to reduce this? You need to read daily. As I told you, the mistake number 1 or 2, when I talked about not engaging with the passage, you need to engage with the passage. That will come through practice. Your faculty can help it. As I talked about my course, I have discussed this at length in how to engage with the passage. Sir, can logical reasoning be decider for the, see, of late it is turning out to be the decider the last 2 years because of the type of different questions that are coming in the exam. How many mocks should I attempt in a week? Amitansh, only one at this stage. Okay. Right. How to correctly analyze mocks into, you mentioned what are the correct questions to ask oneself. Sanvi, solve each question that you got wrong once again, and check what mistake you committed. So mistake could be, I marked an option which was extreme. I marked an option which was not discussed in the passage. So look at the mistake that you have committed. I marked the option without referring back to the passage. It was directly given in the passage, but I don't know what I was doing in the exam. Whether a mistake was a silly mistake or a genuine mistake. Note it down, right? Try to identify, classify the mistakes under silly mistakes and genuine mistake. And if it was silly mistake, then what was the problem? You marked an extreme option, you applied external knowledge. Do that, right? It will take time. It will take 4 hours time if you analyze each and everything, even for GK for that matter. So a topic comes, even if you have got 4 out of 5 right, so a topic is given, read about that topic, go and search more about it. So that backlog hoga hi nahi us case mein. So any topic comes, you read about it. That should happen in the analysis itself. Sir, is it okay if I finish my preparation in holidays before 12th standard? इससे अच्छा क्या होगा वैशु? This will be wonderful, and I would definitely suggest each of you utilizing your time in I mean the vacations, couple of months का जो होगा. Okay, so mock, I have told one. How can I increase my speed of reading the passage while completely understand? I attempted my first just 4 5 dog lover. It is okay. As I said, first 3 4 mocks you won't be able to score much because you are trying to figure out. But yeah, reading speed can only be. Don't try to push your reading speed that I have to read fast. Okay, you need to understand that it will gradually happen. There are few things that you need to keep in mind while reading. Just keep them in mind. It will come naturally. Yes, yeah, that you notes will definitely help. How can we maintain logs of mistake? There is no format for it. It is for your own reference, Jai. Note it down. Just ensure that when you revise, you are able to recall that what happened with you. Okay. I have just enrolled into course and have 9 months left. How should I manage my time efficiently? So, as I said, everyday reading is very important, right? Assuming that you are going to school, you will be having 2 to 3 hours for CLAT preparation, and that would be enough. When you read, you also complete your GK in a general knowledge in a manner, and read editorials. Take one mock every week. Finish off your books by the month of June, July, whatever material you have got. That's going to help you. 44 marks, okay for the first mock? Yes, definitely don't feel discouraged. um, how not to be emotionally attached to mocks, because mocks are not actual CLAT. Even if it is actual CLAT, don't get emotionally attached to anything. um, you should worry more about those 6 days between the mocks rather than the mock. If you are doing okay on those 6 days, you will definitely do well in mocks also. Right, guys? So that is it. I will request you to visit my website. Just a minute. I will share the link with you. Meanwhile, if you have any question, put it. All right. I've just shared my website ka link in the chat box. Please do visit it and check it for the details, and do watch trial videos. Even if you do not join the course, it's perfectly fine, but do watch the trial videos. I'm sure they are going to help you in some way or the other. Okay. Should I start studying from the material and then attempt the mock, or should I test myself first? See, you are Ravi, you are going to get ample number of mocks. Take one mock and start preparation. You will never be able to finish the entire material and taking mock. That's not the right strategy. Okay. Chalo guys. So thank you for joining. And I will be here regularly. Be in touch with you on YouTube live. Probably every week once. I don't know which day, but I will try to be more regular in the YouTube with you all. Thank you so much, guys.